Coming right up is DC News number 178. It's a super-sized me edition of DC News. We're going to talk about, DC's got three weekly series, and we're going to give you the lowdown on that third series and what it might be. Also, Superman's going to have a big fight with a guy who almost killed him once before, but didn't. We're going to let you know all about that. Keith Giffin's got some hot news on Justice League 3000. The new Kryptonian on Earth 2, Val, he's going to get bumped way up on the roster. And we're going to wrap it all up with the big Johnny Romita Jr. news over at DC. All that and more coming right up, right after the snow ends, which may mean we never get to it. Here at Alternate Reality, for every $50 you ring up over there on the register, we're going to give you one of these, an Alternate Reality back issue book. Now, each back issue book is good for $5 worth of either boxed back issues, clearance comics, or variant cover sets. Now, these are good forever. They never expire, and you can either use them one at a time or bank them all up and come in and do a shopping spree. That's just another way that your money works harder here at Alternate Reality.
When I have diarrhea, I stay home. DC News.
You know what I miss? The feeling in my extremities. DC Comic Book News, episode 178, Delirious Delicious.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video house. Hey, Belchy, what time is it?
It's DC News time.
DC News time. Come on, bring up another one. DC News time, coming to you from this place. Alternate Reality, located at the intersection of 11th Kedzie. Downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where the snow never ends. This DC edition of Video Outhouse, we're going to do a Supersize Me edition, and it's going to start off with the third weekly series that DC has planned. Rumors say that it might be Superman, but rumors also say that it might be...
A new current rumor says it actually will be an Earth 2-based weekly book.
Which still could have Superman in it.
Well, Superman is in Earth 2. Well, Superman in Earth 2 is an evil son.
Well, he's a cranky guy.
He's very, very cranky, but if you pay attention, that will change with something. There'll be something cool going on with the Superman characters in that book. So, but yes, it could be. So that'll be 3. Now, if there's a
Batman
Eternal, Future's End, an Earth 2 book, and you probably still get the Superman
Probably
book.
An Earth 2 book.
Well, they've been talking to people, so I don't know. But I don't... Earth 2, I mean, well, Tom, this guy took over. Are sales any better? Are sales even on Earth 2?
Sales are about the same as they were before.
Are they consistent?
The sales have dropped a little bit over the last 6 months, but nothing terrible. But sales have dropped across the board, at least here at the store. I can't tell you about nationwide, but here at the store, New 52 sales have been slipping a bit. Marvel sales have been slipping a lot, but New 52 sales have been slipping a bit over the last couple of months.
Books, though, so.
Marvel's restarting their line again for the second or third time. Anyway, this is DC News and Superman. One of the biggest deals with Superman is when he fights
Doomsday.
Who
which kills
is coming up.
He kills him. Well,
he's going to kill him again.
No.
We did that already.
No, well, actually, if you follow New 52 continuity, he never died. Never happened.
You follow New 52 continuity, nothing happened before New 52.
True, never
anyway,
happened. So we're going to get a crossover. It's going to involve Action Comics, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. The crossover will lead into this summer's big plans for Superman, which will be part of what we're going to announce last.
Part of what we'll announce last. So, but until then, Keith Giffen says that Justice League 3000, that book, the characters are not...
Clones.
No clones!
Keith Giffen did an interview with NewsAround. He made it quite clear that anytime you asked him a question about Justice League 3000, he was going to lie to you.
Oh. Okay.
He said, yes, they're clones.
So they are clones.
No, he said they're clones. People went, are they clones? And he went, no, they're not clones. I was lying to you. In issue number 4, we'll see how the team was formed and how they could really exist in the 31st century. They are not clones. They're not.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're positive?
I swear.
Are they replicants?
No. Well, replicants actually technically aren't clones, so they could be replicants.
They could be.
But then again, you have to deal with the Philip K. Dick estate, and you'd be lawsuits, and Ridley Scott's Blade Runner would be screwed up.
Are they still comic book characters?
They are still comic book characters.
That explains it all.
They're sentient, in fact. They read
Great. Meanwhile, Val, the new Kryptonian character, if you've been reading the Superman books, the new Kryptonian character...
Well, he's in Earth 2.
Well, Earth 2.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing what, according to Tom Taylor?
Tom Taylor says, I'm writing he read the video game book, he's writing Earth 2. Every time he involves Superman, his Superman's a jerk.
Yes.
So he said, I'd really like to write a Superman character that's a nice and friendly guy. So
Val... a Kryptonian character.
The new Kryptonian. He said, they're always obnoxious, evil, twisted sons of guns. So he said, Val, this kid is being raised, he's actually going to become a superhero soon, and he'll be a good Superman. He also says that Alan Scott will return to the book soon, but he says you may look at him in a different way when it happens.
He's not going to be gay anymore?
He'll still be gay, I'm assuming. And he said, what Dr. Fate is saying, he's really not crazy. It's true. He's not crazy.
Supersized edition of DC News. The big, huge story, which we covered. We talked about this story back when we were on the road in front of Moons of Uranus.
Yes, we were.
In DC News number, I don't remember what it is, 169, I think, or something. 168, 169. We talked about this, that DC was casting their line for a big talent who might be and who has become...
It's John Romita Jr.
John Romita Jr.
John Romita Jr., he decided not to renew his Marvel contract, his exclusive Marvel contract. He, Jeff Johns, who had to cut a whole bunch of books because Diane Nelson said you can only write 2 books a month, so he's writing Justice League and Superman, and Klaus Janson, who's going to ink the book for John Romita Jr. Janson's also going to do some other stuff. He's going to do covers and he's going to write some things. But that'll be the new creative team in Superman this summer. Johns has already said he's going to be introducing a new character that will kind of reset Superman in his universe in the New 52. So, sounds like a restart to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be a New 52 version of the New 52 Superman.
Now, this was something, people were talking about this on Facebook when it came out, and I made a point relatively specifically. 10 years ago, Romita Jr. going over to DC was a big deal. Now, it's not as much of a big deal as it was.
Oh, it's still a big deal.
It's a big deal because he's only worked at Marvel. So
it's a Romita
right.
at DC, which doesn't happen. That would be like a Buscema being at DC, which doesn't happen.
Well, that happened.
No,
Stephanie worked there.
Well,
no, Sal worked over there as well. Sal worked over.
What did Sal work on?
Sal worked on some DC stuff for a short period of time. Yeah.
I can't remember.
It wasn't a very long thing because it was at the point where they were taking all of Marvel's older artists who Marvel was not giving work to, and they were like, well, if you want to do something and you can do a deadline, here, do this thing. I mean, it wasn't anything long-term. It wasn't a regular series, but yeah, Sal did some work over there.
Well, Sal was on the Spider-Girl book for a long time.
He was on the Spider-Girl book because that's another book where they went, well, we like you, Sal, so we're going to give you some work because you're an older guy, and most older guys don't get a lot of work. But 10 years ago, this would have been a bigger deal. Now it's a big deal, but it's not as big a deal as it used to be 10 years ago. And DC's magical hope is this will pump Superman sales up a little higher. Johns, Romita Jr., and Janson could do that. The Scott Lobdell, Kenneth Rocafort stuff, it looked a little flashy, it looked a little shiny, and it didn't exactly draw a lot of people into it. And he's still wearing the same costume that he hates. So it's not
yes, I hate that costume. I hate that costume. Dan Jurgens, remember when Dan Jurgens came over? Not Dan Jurgens. Bagley. When Bagley came over from Marvel, right off of Ultimate Spidey, when he came over to DC, he did that weekly series.
He did Trinity.
He did Trinity, and it was the big deal. We've got this big Marvel get. Nobody cared.
Well, because Mark Bagley's a guy who's consistent, hits his deadlines, but he's not what you call a superstar artist.
No.
Personally, I think Romita's style works better on Batman than Superman, so this is going to be interesting. Because, I mean, his blocky, old-school style would work better with a character like that, and he has a darker tone.
Well, Romita made his bones off of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would make sense he'd be doing Batman instead of Superman, but we'll see.
Okay. At least the book will ship on time. So that means, Jeff Johns, your scripts need to be on time because Romita can work well in advance of everyone else. He can still write fast.
Get to it, son!
Get to it! Right!
So we're gonna wrap it up there so Jeff Johns can get back to work. That's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We got no more DC news. Johns, get back to work.
Stop smoking! No,
Till then, though, if you're looking for more DC news, where are you going to find it at? Bo, where?
Sarah, let me go!
Let's go!
Now!
Chop! Let's go!
www.myultimateraility.com. I went there once. Once!
Cool. So go to the store's website. Check out all the news that this man sends me that I post up there, Bo.
Yes.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.